Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Now today, as you can see by the title, I am going to be doing my Premier League predictions. Now I know I should have done these at the beginning of the season, but I didn't, and I still wanted to do them. And so obviously these will kind of be influenced by the recent results. This is being recorded on Halloween, and it should be uploaded on Halloween as well. So happy Halloween, everyone. So obviously we're about almost 4 months into the season now. So this will be influenced by results, but there is a few changes from what I thought at the start of the season, and from what I thought even a few weeks ago. But mainly it is the same. So let's get straight into it. Now 20th place. I don't think anyone will be shocked about this. In 20th place, I've put Norwich. Basically, they have got no wins this season, apart from Newcastle. I think they're the only one to not get a win. So that's why I've put them there, and they only recently started getting points from draws. So yeah, and also they're just the up and down team. They come up, they get relegated, they do amazing in the Championship, and they get promoted, and then they go straight back down. It's like a thing in the middle would be perfect for them, because they're too good for the Championship, but then not good enough for the Prem. So like something in the middle would be where they would thrive. But anyway, so that is why I have put Norwich there, and I will also be predicting my top goal scorers. So for the teams that I don't really know many players on, I am going to be looking at the team sheets. So here I'm just going to have to take a guess. I'm sorry, I just don't know many Norwich players. So I'm going to go with Pookie there at the top. But it could also be Sargent. Anyway, so next up, this one might be a bit surprising, I'm not sure. But I have put Burnley in 19th. Now, I know they did just get a win against Brentford, but other than that, they haven't been great this season. Obviously, Arsenal are doing fine now, but Burnley was their first win, I'm pretty sure. They were either their first or second win. So, yeah. So, to have that be them also puts them down a bit. And Brentford have been doing good, and they were just having an off day, and Burnley were just having a good day. So I think that Burnley will be in 19th place and will get relegated. My list does have a few unpopular opinions on it. I've wrote it down all on a whiteboard so I don't have to remember it by memory. So okay, so and for top goal scorers, I think Chris Wood. I think Chris Wood will be the top goal scorer. I actually do know him from Burnley, so yeah. Now, next up, for the final team that I think will be relegated, we have Watford. Now, I know they also just got a win against Everton, which boosted them up a bit, but I think that their form will fall again, and that 18th and 17th will be very close, but I think they'll be like 1 or 2 points into the relegation zone, and I think Joshua King will be the top goal scorer. So in 17th I put Leeds United. They're kind of like another Norwich, just not as bad. Like they can stay up in the Prem, and I'm aware last season they did really well, like for Leeds standards. But I don't know, I just feel like this season they're gonna drop, and as of right now on Halloween they are in the relegation zone. So, but I put them to finish just above the relegation zone. And I don't know any players from Leeds, so I'm just going to have to go for their striker. I'm sure if you're a Leeds fan. So, Bamford. Next up is, in 16th place, is Southampton. Now Southampton are always like a bottom tier team. I think Leeds is going to do worse than them, so that's the only reason I put them in 16th. They have had a few good performances this season, so that's why I put them in 16th. In 15th, this one might be a bit of a surprise. You might think that they'll finish a bit higher, but for me, I think Crystal Palace will... Oh, sorry, I forgot to say who I think the top goal scorer will be for Southampton. So I think the top goal scorer will either be Armstrong or Ward-Prowse. Okay, so yes, 15th I have gone for Crystal Palace. I know that they do have some form, but I don't think they'll be able to compete with all the teams that are above them, so that's why I've put them down here. I'm going to go with Benteke to be the top goal scorer, but it also could easily be Zaha. Okay, now you're probably wondering why I haven't put this one yet, and it is of course Newcastle United. Now, this opinion is very much changeable. If, and I mean if, if they do well with the money they have in January, then I think that they will be able to go up to 14th place. But if they don't, I think that they will be in 18th and just about save Watford from relegation. But if they do, if they use the money wisely in January, I think they'll be able to make their way up to the 14th by the end of the season. So that is why I put them there. I know a lot of you will have them in the relegation zone, and they very easily could get relegated, but this is that's my reasoning why. And I think it's between the two of them, but I think Callum Wilson will be the top goal scorer this season. Okay, next up is probably a surprising one, but just looking at the rest of the teams, I didn't have anywhere else to place them. So Brighton and Hove Albion. Now I am very impressed with Brighton this season. They have been doing very, very well, but I think that later in the season, and I know I am a Liverpool fan, and I know they did hold us to a 2-2 draw, which was impressive. Now at the moment Brighton are fighting back, but I think eventually, I think they will fight back the whole season, but I think eventually these teams will just start to do better than Brighton, and even though they're trying their best, they won't be able to do anything. So I think they're going to fight the whole season, but I just think it's just like the point spectrum that will put them down in 13th. Okay, in 12th place I have put Aston Villa. Now, oh wait, top goal scorer. I'm going to go with an unpopular one here. I'm going to say that Adam Lallana will be their top goal scorer. Okay, so in 12th place is Aston Villa, and I put them here because it's like kind of like mid-table, which is how they've been performing this season. Like, they've done some great performances, and Ings and Bailey have definitely helped them, but they've also done some bad performances, so that's why I put them like in the middle of the table. And I think Danny Ings will be their top goal scorer this season. Okay, and next up I have put their rivals, Wolves United. Why did I say Wolves United? It's just Wolves. But yeah, I think that Aston Villa's rivals will finish just ahead of them, because they've been putting in some good performances this season, apart from like that Brentford game. And I think they'll finish like 1 or 2 points above Villa. So yeah, and for top goal scorer, I don't really know much about Wolves apart from Cody, so I'm gonna have to go with their striker Jimenez. Okay, so next up, getting into the top 10, we have probably another surprising one. I have chosen Everton. Now, I think Everton will do very well. I just think it's like a Brighton situation. And before you say I've put Everton here because they're my rivals, I've put both City and Man United higher up, who are arguably more rivals than Everton are. So, yeah. But I think they're going to be like the same kind of thing as Brighton. They'll do well, and they will fight, but the better teams will just get more points than them. Now, and I think, I think Gray's going to be their top goal scorer. Okay, so number 9, probably another surprising one. I've gone for Spurs. Now, Spurs are a good team, but my reasoning is just that Kane, for his country, has been quite good apart from the Hungary game. But for his club this season, Kane hasn't been very good. And Son has been quite good. This was partly influenced by the fact that they got destroyed 3-0 by Man United yesterday. In their previous Premier League game they got destroyed 5-0 by us. So that did influence my opinion a little bit, but yeah, so that's why. I think Son will easily be their top goal scorer this season. I think like halfway through the season, Kane will find his shooting boots. I think it will be like Euro 2020 where he didn't find his shooting boots in the first bit, but when they got to the round of 16, he found them. So yeah, but I think that easily Son will be the top goal scorer and for Spurs, and Kane will try and catch up like midway through the season when he finds his form, but I don't think he'll be able to. Now, into the top 8. Here I have put Arsenal. Now, I know that you're thinking, I know that a lot of people will either be thinking that they should be higher or lower, but I think based on how they've been this season, of course at the start they were very inconsistent, and then now they're kind of finding their consistency. So I think with all that they're gonna finish like just outside of the like top in the 8th place, and I think that I think Aubameyang will be the top goal scorer. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. But this could change, especially with that save that Ramsdale did. Anyway, on to the next one. Now, you definitely have been wondering where Brentford have been. Now, apart from that Burnley game where they clearly just left their form in the locker room, apart from that game, Brentford have been really good this season. They fought back against Leicester, who did defeat them 2-1, but they still did good. And they did lose 1-0 against Chelsea, but without Mendy in goal, they would have won 3-1. So I think Brentford will qualify for the Conference League or the Europa League, whatever 7th place gets you. And I'm not saying they'll do well in European football. I'm just saying that I think they're good enough to make it to European football. Now we have Man United. Obviously, they did just win against Fred, but no, that is not a win. I mean, they did just win against Spurs, but to be fair, other than Man United, Spurs have, other than themselves, Spurs have probably been the least informed team this season. Maybe, arguably, wait, did I say inform? I meant most not informed. The only argument you could make would be Arsenal. So, like, the two least most informed teams went against each other. One had to win. So, yeah. I think that they will make European football this season, but I don't think they're good enough to make the top 5 this season unless they make some like incredible performances in the like what's left this season. Now, this could be a surprising one, but but they placed this last season, so I wouldn't say it's that surprising. I have put Leicester City in 5th place, which I'm pretty sure they were. Yeah, they were in 5th place last season, so I think they're gonna do that again. Oh, I forgot to do a top Man United scorer. I think it will be Ronaldo with Fernandes close behind. Anyway, so yeah, I think Leeds will come in 5th place. Not Leeds. Leicester City will come in 5th place. They've been in good form this season. It did take them a while at the beginning of the season, but since they found their form, they have been doing good. So I think they'll be good enough to make it to the Europa League, but they'll just miss out on Champions League football. Now, before I move on to the who will qualify for Champions League and stuff like that, I just want to say that I feel like there will be like a big point gap in terms from 5th place to 4th place, like a 5-point gap. But 4th place to 1st, I think there'll be like 1 or 2 point gaps. Just wanted to say that. Now, you surely know who has to come next, and you're probably going to be surprised out of it. But I do think that West Ham will come in 4th place because of the bad form from Man United this season. I think they will surpass them, and I think they have been doing better than Leicester this season, so I had to put them in 4th place. They've also been bossing the Europa League, so I think that they will qualify for European football. Champions League football. Now, before I go on to 3rd place, I just want to say that I think there'll be like a 2 or 3 point gap between West Ham and 3rd place. And 3rd place, you might have guessed it, but the top 3 was a hard choice. But I am going to go with Manchester City. Oh god, for Leicester and West Ham, I forgot to do the top goal scorer. For Leicester, I'm going to go for Maddison. It's an unpopular opinion, but I think he will. And West Ham, I will go with their striker. Okay, Man City, I think will come in 3rd, even though they did win the league last season. I think that the 2 teams that are left are more in form than Man City, because Man City do have great form, but they do have times when they just lose their form. 2-0 versus Crystal Palace yesterday, as in 2-0 Crystal Palace won 2-0 yesterday. So that is why I think they will be in 3rd place. Now, you know the 2 teams that are left, and you probably have your own opinion about which one should be 1st, but I have decided who is 1st on one factor. But before I move on, I think I'm looking at this team sheet and wondering why Foden is in striker position, but I think that Kevin De Bruyne will be their top goal scorer. Now, I have put Chelsea at 2nd place. I know what you're going to think. Because I'm a Liverpool fan, I put them in 1st, but I did it for one reason, and one reason only. Chelsea have lost a game. Liverpool are still invincible. That is the one reason that I put Chelsea 2nd. Because we're still invincible, they've lost a game. So that's my only reasoning. Now, I think it's tough. At the start of the season, I would have said Lukaku, but he hasn't done much recently. You know what? Screw it. I'm going for an unpopular opinion. I think Mount will be Chelsea's top goal scorer. Now, obviously, you know that means I think Liverpool will come in 1st. And like I said when explaining Chelsea, I think this because excuse me. I think this because Chelsea have lost a game. We are still invincible, even though Brighton performed really well yesterday. And if that goal wasn't offside, we would have lost it, but as of right now we are still invincible, and when we're away from home we really boss it. We've been having trouble at home this season for some reason. We had trouble at home last season as well, so don't know if it's just a thing, but when we're away we boss it, and then when we're at home we still get draws. So that is the reason that I have put Liverpool in first place, because as of Halloween of 2021 we are still invincible. Now obviously this is the most obvious top goal scorer. Obviously I think Salah will be the top goal scorer for Liverpool, because he might not have scored in the Brighton game, but I still think he was still one of our star players in the Brighton game. He did get a few attempts, and he's already the top goal scorer for us. Now before I end the video, I'm going to go who I think the top 5 goal scorers in the league will be. Now in 5th place I'm going to go with I'm going to go with Ronaldo. I'm going to go with Bruno Fernandes in 5th place. Ronaldo in 4th place. Kevin De Bruyne in 3rd place. No. I'm going to go with Bruno Fernandes in 5th. Son in 4th. Ronaldo in 3rd. Kevin De Bruyne in 2nd. And for the top goal scorer of the league and who's going to get the golden boot, I think that will be Mohamed Salah, because he, as of right now on Halloween 2021, he is the top goal scorer in the league, and he's on his excellent form. So that is why I think that. But I will be coming back to see and reacting to my predictions at the end of the season to see how many I got right. And let me know in the comments which one you think are ridiculous. I know I've got some unpopular opinions. So, but this is the last day of my half term, so I'm going to be uploading less again. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will probably see you on the next weekend. Bye guys.